Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us here this morning. We are very excited to be here, and we have a number of our towing partners with us here today. You're going to be hearing from a number of people, including Joey Gagne from the Provincial Towing Association of Ontario, Lauren Ball from the OPP, and starting with Teresa DeFelice from Government and Community Relations at CAA. So I'll start with Teresa.
Thanks, Caitlin. Good morning, everyone. Thousands upon thousands of drivers take to the roads each day to get from point A to point B and back. Whether we're going to work, school, visiting family or friends, or even just taking a road trip, we usually are not thinking of preparing for the unexpected. And while most drivers make these trips safely each day, there are motorists who experience a mechanical breakdown or a collision, and in most of those instances, the drivers will require the services of a tow truck. A breakdown or a collision is difficult enough, but unfortunately, we continue to hear horrible stories about unscrupulous tow truck drivers on Ontario's roads. No one wants to find themselves in an unexpected situation at the side of the road in need of assistance. What is worse than having to deal with a broken down vehicle or the aftermath of a collision is having to do so while feeling pressured or unsure of your rights and the responsibilities. While new rules came into effect in January 2017, many Ontario drivers don't feel educated about their rights if they require a tow, and therefore don't feel protected. In fact, in a survey we conducted, only 51% of Ontario drivers feel educated about their rights, and that number includes those that have used towing services. As a result of this lack of knowledge, most drivers worry about issues related to needing a tow, and many of those worries relate to costs and being scammed. Most tow truck operators in Ontario are responsible professionals who put safety and customer service at the core of their business, and a number of those individuals are here with us today. Unfortunately, there are also operators who do not prioritize safety and customer service and have been seen to take advantage of people in need at the side of the road. And it is for this reason why we are here today, to unveil a towing bill of rights for consumers as part of a series of initiatives for the 3rd annual Tow Safety Week. Starting today, in partnership with the Provincial Towing Association of Ontario, CAA will distribute over 10,000 copies of a towing bill of rights designed to educate drivers about their legal rights. The Towing Bill of Rights is based on Ontario law and outlines 8 easy-to-remember points for motorists who find themselves in need of a tow. These include: 1, you have the right to decide who can tow your vehicle and to what location, unless otherwise directed by police. 2, a permission to tow form must be signed before towing starts, unless you have an auto club membership. 3, the towing company must provide you an itemized invoice before receiving payment. 4, the final bill cannot be more than 10% above the quoted price. 5, if you choose, you can pay by credit card. 6, during business hours, you can access your vehicle to get your personal items while it's stored at a towing or storage facility. 7, a tow operator must notify you where your vehicle will be towed to. 8, tow operators must disclose if they are receiving a financial incentive for towing your vehicle to a particular vehicle storage facility, repair, or body shop. These consumer rights, as I have said, are the law, and now they will be available for motorists to easily reference in the form of a glove box guide available at CAA stores across South Central Ontario, as well as a downloadable version at towrights.ca. We need to empower Ontario motorists to know their rights when they are most vulnerable and to know what to do when dealing with the unexpected. This is only part of the solution. The many responsible tow operators in the towing industry are also part of the solution and stand up for proper professional services for consumers. Joining me today to talk more about those tow truck operators is Joey Gagne, the president of the Provincial Towing Association of Ontario.
Good morning, everyone. Today, the Provincial Towing Association of Ontario and its members wish to express to the public our commitment to road safety and fair and honest dealings with our customers and all road users. Highway traffic safety is a critically important subject that must be a continuous and serious part of our daily commute. Far too many emergency service personnel, such as police and tow truck operators, are seriously injured or killed while servicing the needs of the public. Last year alone, we memorialized over 70 tow operators who were killed while servicing a motorist in North America. In the last month alone, 5 tow operators were killed while servicing or seriously injured or killed while servicing a motorist. Further to tow safety, the Provincial Towing Association, in coordination with the CAA, will be providing motorists with a consumer towing bill of rights. Our association represents thousands of good tow operators who work hard to provide services to stranded motorists every day. Our members are hardworking friends, family, and neighbors in their communities who value what they do and who they are servicing. Unfortunately, there are a few who give the industry a bad name. Working together with the PTAO, the industry, and stakeholders like CAA, our hopes are to shed a more positive light on all the hardworking men and women who risk their lives every day helping motorists with breakdown situations and collisions. By supporting this public education campaign, the towing industry and the Provincial Towing Association of Ontario can help put drivers' minds at ease to know which operators are following the law, because drivers themselves become more aware of their rights. We will share the Towing Bill of Rights with all of our members. As well, we will be asking all towers to take the pledge in protecting your rights as a motorist in Ontario. We will be highlighting this pledge to the members of the industry to promise to promote professionalism, safety, and integrity to our customers, our community, and our industry. Rest assured, the Provincial Towing Association of Ontario is moving forward with our commitment to ensure your rights are protected and the highway safety initiatives we support become a reality. Thank you, and I'd like to call up OPP Constable Lauren Ball to say a few words on behalf of the OPP.
Good morning. As the Ontario Provincial Police, the majority of calls we respond to are motor vehicle collisions or broken down motorists. Almost 40,000 collisions this year so far on OPP patrolled roads. For many people in these collisions, it's their first time and they don't know what to do. It's a confusing and stressful situation, and the OPP want you to be informed, educated, and safe. The CAA has taken an important step today by educating the public as to what to do if you're involved in a collision or broken down situation at the side of the road. Some collisions are property damage only collisions, and in these cases we urge the public, if you're involved in these types of collisions, to steer it and clear it. That is, drive your vehicle off the roadway to a safe location. In this safe location, if there are no injuries and no indication of criminal activity, then you can exchange information with the other drivers, that is your driver's license, ownership, and insurance, and take photos of all the vehicle's damage if you're able to do that. From this safe location, you can also call your insurance company. They can help you determine what to do, and if you do require a tow truck at that time, they may be able to recommend which tow service to use and also where to tow your vehicle. If the total combined damage to all the vehicles involved is in excess of $2,000, this is when you need to report it to the police. So you would need to attend a collision reporting center or contact the police and advise them of what's happened and wait for direction from the police. You can contact the OPP at 1-888-310-1122. If there's evidence of injuries or criminal activity, for example, impaired driving or aggressive driving, then this is when you would call 911 for police response to the scene and stay in your vehicle buckled up. If your vehicle's not drivable and you do require a tow truck, or you also are disabled on the side of the road, Call the police. Stay in your vehicle with your seatbelt on and wait for police direction. It's very, very unsafe to be out of your vehicle walking along the roadside. And unfortunately, we have seen instances of people broken down or involved in a collision out of their vehicle and being struck and seriously injured or killed. If you require a tow truck to remove your vehicle to a collision reporting center or repair facility, be sure to read and understand any paperwork you are given prior to signing it. Public safety is our priority, so please, if you're involved in a collision, steer it and clear it from the highway if you're able. It is safest for everyone to have the vehicles removed off the highway as soon as possible. This will reduce the risk of secondary collisions and congestion on our highways, which is completely preventable. Thank you.
Thanks, Constable Bull. I'm going to ask Joey Gagne to join us as well. I don't know if any of you have any questions for the three of us.
I've got a question. This is all, these are all people who buy into the idea that you should do it the right way, the legal way. But what does a consumer do when they're encountering people who don't follow the rules? I mean, there's legislation here, there's good practices, there's bill of rights. But how's a consumer supposed to know the difference when they're in a troubling situation on the side of the road?
Well, I mean, ultimately, the service provider who comes to attend to you should be worried about your safety first. You shouldn't feel that there are pressure tactics. It's all about getting you to safety and making sure that you're taken care of. So if you're feeling like they're very aggressive, nobody should be coming up to your vehicle and hooking up your vehicle without talking to you first and going through the right processes. But if you found that you're in that situation, because these 8 points that we've articulated are actually law, consumers can contact the Ministry of Government Consumer Services to sort of render a complaint if they feel that they've been wronged. And that information is available on the government site as well at towrights.ca. We've put that information up on the website.
Can I just ask the same question of your constable? How is somebody supposed to know the difference at the side of the road when it's tough time? You can't tell the difference if you're in distress.
Sure. Well, certainly, as Teresa said, it's important to clear the vehicles as soon as possible from the roadside to prevent any further collisions or damage. But if you're feeling pressured or feeling like threatened by someone at the side of the road, whether it be another involved driver or someone else, you can always call the police. If you're unsure, you can call the police, and we can either provide direction over the phone as to what to do or have an officer attend the scene as soon as possible.
Okay, Mr. Gagne, we talked off camera before, but what's the incentive for a tow truck operator who is not, a member of the association or somebody advising? What's an incentive for them to follow the rules right now?
Well, the first incentive is it's the law. So they should be following the law just because that's the law. And we would encourage anyone that's in the industry to follow the law. If they choose to not do that, then they're breaking the law. They put themselves at risk, their business at risk. I mean, there's incentive for bad people to do bad things all the time, but the majority of the tow operators that I represent and the ones that I don't represent are hardworking community members that do everything right every day. And so, I mean, we're trying to get the ones that the members, or we're trying to get the public to be more informed so that they know when to watch for the bad apples, what to watch for, and what their rights are. So the Bill of Rights gives them a guideline or some tool. I've done a number of interviews over the last year or two over this issue, and I've always said, the biggest issue that we have is the consumer. The motorists are not educated, so they don't know what they're in for, and they don't know how to protect themselves.
Any other questions? No? I think we're going to move to a couple of things. I'll have Caitlin sort of go through with us.
Thanks everybody for coming today. That's the end of the formal portion. We are going to have Sukhbir Rai, who's with us. He's a operator here in Toronto, come up and sign the pledge, which is the tow industry pledge that will be at the tow show on Friday. Following that, we will do a couple of group shots up here, and followed by a larger group shot with the tow operators we have in attendance by the trucks. So thank you very much.